we come to the evening of the masquerade.
Auntie, am I pretty?
You are striking, my girl.
So I'm going to give Lynn... Monty pulls out one of the rings.
Be careful with the champion tonight.
I won't let him out of my sight. One, two, three.
Let's be awkward!
What?
We're all gonna die.
Presenting Rufus the Just and his escort, Lady Regan Kayam.
People are very clearly drawn to this little revelation. Regan, standing there, is Erwin von Teppler, Elaine von Teppler, Lynn von Teppler, and Alda von Teppler.
If you need to go, we can go. Lady Kayam, I simply must have your ear later.
I hope you'll forgive my breach in etiquette, but I have this feeling that you and my niece Saria would just get along grandly.
You see, standing there is Lynn von Teppler. There is just this smile which is just threatening to break past into just the widest, goofiest screen you have ever seen.
I am so glad that you were able to attend.
I'm so glad that you were able to invite me.
You have successfully entered into the masquerade without
It
making any
only
major.
took us 2 hours, but we got inside.
At this point, I imagine the party kind of like groups back up, and for the sake of brevity, I would like to think that like the table that y'all have chosen is like right next to the Amblin families. Just that way, like Ethel is kind of still in the equation.
She's in glaring range of Rufus just in case she gets slighted again.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Monty is not the target of her ire this evening.
No.
That's what
Oh,
you
no, no,
think,
no.
Monty.
Not on the
And also-
surface.
I like to think that Wisteria wants to be near her friends.
Aww.
Her only friend somehow.
What is this word you use?
For red?
Fiends?
Also,
you
by
meant
the way,
fiends.
Andrew, has Reagan seen any of the Gorings?
Not yet.
Okay.
You get the impression that they'll be
They'll be coming later.
Fashionably late.
Yeah.
currently the only of the other like 5 like major noble families that's there is Lady Sayakam, who is sitting sort of on the other side of the room at a table by herself,
Ready
with a
to
drink.
roast.
That's all she does.
She has a comedy
she-
roast hour set up later in the night.
She puts a twink in the chamber and she pulls the fucking trigger.
Oh my god!
That's how she do. But she's always there, which is not too odd. Normally, like there's sort of a jockeying of who's going to be the latest while still being like tasteful, if that makes sense. Like you don't want to be like so late that you miss the thing, but arriving sort of in that window, but towards the end of it, you sort of pick that up from kind of the chitter chatter around you of just people kind of like, so far 3 of the 5 families have not shown up, which is a little odd. It's a little strange.
A little weird.
Oh yeah. The Gorings are not here. The young Lord Limpter is not here. And neither is Anastasia Minata.
Thank God.
No, that's bad. You want to keep her in view.
As you say that, Montague, you hear from behind you, yeah, no kidding. And you see Delia has just a platter of shrimp that she is just eating off of, and she has crept up behind you all. And she's just...
Why would you do that? That's like my worst nightmare, Delia. Why would you do that?
What, shrimp?
Reagan's gonna take a shrimp off of her plate, and just eat it.
Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't sneak. You just didn't notice me.
Yeah, that's your own fault.
Come, approach from the side. Approach from the peripheral vision,
I did.
please.
Monty, it's way
I
easier
did.
just to get used to it.
Okay.
Look, I've been talking to some people, some of the guys in the kitchen, some of the servants. Seems like a pretty tightly run operation here, but that's what they said about the last one, right? Yeah, I'm not thrilled about it. How's your night going? All of you. I can tell Rufus is like sweating or something, but he always does that.
No, he's been a champ. Reagan pats him on the back.
Did Kahlo, where's the bird? Where'd the bird go?
You went to get food, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, what's the plan tonight? I mean, I know what I'm gonna do.
Are you gonna let us know first? Like, give us a heads up, or should we just wait for the screams?
I mean, you'll know.
Okay.
Trust me. It's pretty obvious when I'm. Anyway, great conversation.
Yeah. No, sorry. I'm a little out of it, Delia. I'm not at my best right now. I'll level with you. But yeah.
Poor Reagan.
I'm fine, Monty.
Yeah. See, she's fine.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm fantastic.
Monty's giving you the look of, we've had a couple of sleepless nights where neither of us were fine. I know what you looking fine is.
Reagan just
This
kind
is
of
not that.
plasters on her little her anger grin.
Yeah. See,
Monty
look,
mirrors
she's
her.
smiling.
Yep, I'm
Monty
smiling.
mirrors it
See?
right back at her.
See, I'm smiling.
Brika, meanwhile, is looking like she's having an okay time, and she's like, yeah,
Monty's having an okay time.
this sure is a party, I guess.
I'm gonna find booze.
Okay.
You want me to go with you, or
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Don't leave me.
Buddy system.
Yeah.
That's fair. Actually, as they're going, I have a question. Monty's gonna look around the room. Is there anybody else that he recognizes other than Sayucom and the Von Tepplers?
roll me a perception check?
A 9.
You can only look at Lynn.
That's fair. That's a good in character explanation for it. Actually,
Yeah. No. Honestly,
I'll take it.
I really like that. Yeah. Just
Looking
like
for other
every
people
time
that
you.
I know. However,
I like to think that you keep trying to look over there, and then every time that you your eyes sort of drift back towards her, almost as if she knows, she just kind of glances back at you, and your eyes lock for a minute, and it's a lot of that kind of sickeningly sweet stuff.
See,
Yeah,
don't fear low rolls
sorry,
because you
guys.
get that kind of stuff, and also that's why Lynn is so trusting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, Aldo notices most of these, and he's just like,
No.
what the fuck?
every now and then, if Monty catches Aldo's gaze, he just kind of does that little chin up, hey, what's up?
I see you
What's up,
seeing me.
bro? What's up, bro? You lift? You lift?
It's that kind of bro-y, jokingly hey, kind of.
It's kind of the way that bros to counter is it's sup, bro, how's it going? Oh, you hit the gym? Oh, that's good, bro, that's good. You maxed out this week? That's good. I'm in love with your sister. What? Huh? Yeah, I'm in love with your sister. What? Huh, bro? No, I'm in love with your sister,
Monty
bro.
knows how to
What,
handle
bro?
brothers.
Bro?
Monty has siblings.
Reagan.
Question
he
mark?
has Reagan. He knows how to handle older brother types.
Yeah,
That's
true.
fair. That's fair.
Don't skip leg day, Montague.
Squirt.
Reagan and Rufus, the two of you drift over to one of the bars. There are a number of them set up. There's also servants who bring around drinks, and that seems to be sort of if you want a glass of champagne or a glass of wine.
Yeah, she
that's
just
how you do
literally
it.
she just needs something to take the edge off. She is not trying to
Right,
get drunk.
and you go over to the bar where you're kind of talking to Rufus as you go, and as you get there, you reach the bar, and the bartender's kind of back to you as they're arranging some stuff on the wall.
Okay. Reagan will wait an appropriate amount of time for them to turn around on their own before saying, "Hey, can I get a Rufus? What do you drink?"
Anything?
Cool. 2 champagne. I don't think Reagan knows the names of many kinds of alcohol, actually.
Oh, you want a little bit of champagne, huh?
Fuck.
And turning around
Reagan says that, by the way.
is in fact Hortensia Crow. And she says, shh, keep it down. I'm undercover. No one even knows I'm even here. I'm really stealthy.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah,
Oh my
yours?
god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You... Reagan. Look at you. Look at you.
Look at me.
You're all dressed up. I'm glad it all came together. Oh, and so this is the champion, huh?
Yeah. Rufus,
Hey there.
this is
Look
Hortensia
at
Crow. She threatened
Hey.
me into coming here.
Oh no, I didn't threaten you. I just said this would be the best way to do it. And besides,
Yeah,
looks like it all worked out. Just saying.
sure.
Anyways, right now, Elaine's in a bit of a meeting, a bit of a bind. But later in the evening, just check back in here with me, and I'll make sure you get where you need to go. Okay? And in the meantime, I got 2 glasses of champagne for you crazy kids.
Mm-hmm.
But take it slow. Got your whole night ahead of you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
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 Reagan just hands one to Rufus, takes the other one. She only has one arm free because, again, she has not let go of Rufus since they got in the carriage, basically. So,
Aww.
the Reagan's not having a great night. And she downs it in one, leaves it on the glass on the counter.
Okay.
That's all she's got. Cool.
Okay. It's fine.
Hey, Rufus, let's go back to our table. Go see what
Oh,
Monty and Brika are doing.
Rufus got it, and he's just like, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
As you walk, as you walk by, he says, who was that exactly?
I don't know. She works for the Von Tepplers or something, and she set up the meeting and, threatened to kill me if I tried to kill the Von Tepplers, which I guess is fair.
Oh, that's not good. The killing
I can't tell if she likes me or not. She picked the dress out.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks really good.
Oh.
I think I said that. If I didn't,
Yeah, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I've got this
Right.
weird, she's
Mhm.
kind of pretending to be my mom, but also wants to kill me, so it's weird. Anyway.
Well, that's I don't know a lot about moms, but that doesn't seem like a mom thing to do.
No, I mean, my mom sometimes, but I mean, usually I gave her a good reason. I guess she has a good. It's complicated, but I don't think she's gonna fuck with us. I mean, in a bad way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, I think.
Anyway, you don't have to stay with me all night if you don't feel like it, by the way. I mean, I'll be more comfortable, but I don't want you to feel, stuck.
I mean, there's probably going to be a point where I need to go and mingle.
I can probably
Hard same.
mingle with you, but if you need to, whatever you need to do.
I mean, whatever. I mean, look, I don't want you to do things that you are uncomfortable with here. And I know you have a lot of baggage with these people, but and so if you need to break off for a minute and get some air, or just talk to Brika, or do your breathing work, you just let me know, and I can hold down the fort out here,
Thanks.
I've been to I've been to enough of these things that I'm almost figured out all the things you shouldn't say.
I'm sure we'll find a few more at some point.
Yeah. I always do. Always do.
Thanks.
Of course.
You're the best.
Thanks.
Let's go see what Monty and Brika are up to.
Yeah. What about Team Break up to?
I have a question because I'm bad at D&D. Do Monty and Brika know that Reagan has a meeting with Elaine? They do, right?
No, Reagan entrusted both of them with that information.
Okay, good.
So
okay.
they're the only people in her life. The residents are the only people that know everything that's going on here tonight, basically.
Okay.
The people at the residence that she actually is friends with.
And Ethel.
The only people in Reagan's life that are there with her consent.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ethel, you got anything working right now? You got any secret plans going on?
I think Ethel is mostly concerned with just trying to get Saria, relaxed and maybe meeting some people and having a successful debut. And maybe at the same time, she's just kind of a case in the joint,
Oh, actually, I have an idea. Monty would like to walk over to, I forget the family name, Ethel's table.
The emblems.
The emblems. I'm over here thinking Aldwins because my brain is Aldo. Everything Ald is.
Aldo and Erwin, meaning it's the Aldwins. Boom.
That's true.
That might be how it happened. Yeah, so Monty walks over to, especially Ethel, and I wanted to come. I'm sorry to interrupt, first of all, but
Oh, hello.
Hi. I did want to come and just borrow your ear for a second. I'm sorry if I created more of a problem for you earlier with my little. It kind of gestures vaguely with his hands. Fix of the whole presentation situation. My mouth tends to move a little bit faster than my brain sometimes, and in hindsight, I realized that was probably incredibly forward of me and very rude. So I just
I was the one that approached you out of nowhere and asked for your assistance, so I believe I was the one being forward in that situation.
But of course, I'm not implying that you were at all in
Oh,
trouble.
no, don't you worry. Everything is fine, and your help was so appreciated.
Oh, well, okay. I just wanted to double check, and I sorry. I have a lot on my mind this evening. But
My dear young man, you must keep your chin up. And you should not apologize for things that are not your fault.
I suppose that is a bad habit of mine, but I didn't want to this is probably the first large public event I've been to in Intilla, and I didn't want to start off on the wrong foot with anybody. Certainly not a family of your standing.
Oh, well, that is so kind of you. Your help was much appreciated earlier with the entrance. We had just been waiting so long.
Yeah.
But, this is also my niece Saria's debut. She,
debut then. And he turns to Saria. I don't know if Saria's even listening.
Sorry, sitting at the table, looking very uncomfortable about the whole everything.
Well, congratulations. It's got to be incredibly nerve-wracking. I have never done a proper debut of my own, so...
Oh my.
Good
Well,
luck.
perhaps this should be your debut. The two of you could debut together. It's always good to have a friend in these kinds of situations. Perhaps you should go off and mingle together. You'll be a little more comfortable with some company that isn't,
Sarah, I
know,
love
me.
you. Well, I'm always open for new friends. Unfortunately, I don't... I kind of got the impression earlier at Thread that you were much more of an active type than I am, as you can tell. And he kind of squeezes around his bicep, and it's like putting your fingers around a twig. I'm not much for outdoorsmanship. More of a book kind of guy.
Oh, I mean, I've read books, not every book, but I've read a lot.
Sounds like me, honestly. I am aiming to read every book, though. Monty gets that
God.
jokingly serious
Oh,
face.
fucking nerd.
That seems kind of hard. I mean, that's a lot of books to read.
It's a lot of books.
I mean,
I used to have a lot of free time. I don't anymore. But anyway, if you guys need anything this evening, hit me up. Hit my friends up if you can't find me.
I did have a question.
Of course.
I gather that you are acquainted with the champion, and it was nothing personal about wanting to enter before him. It was just we'd been waiting so long at that point.
Oh, no, that's fair.
His escort was such a lovely lady, and clearly also quite active. I was wondering if perhaps you could introduce her to my niece. I think they might get along.
It's not a bad idea, actually. It's kind of their first... I was about to say first time together, and that sounds very weird. It's their first event together. But I'm sure Reagan wouldn't mind someone cutting in a little bit. Yeah, just for introductions, even.
Yes. The more people we meet, the better. That is why we are here.
Of course. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, I actually have to go find them. I'm not sure where they disappeared to.
They're on the way
Hopefully they
back,
didn't
I think, by this point.
yeah. At this point, they would be like it would be apparent they are returning.
Okay.
Like you see.
Well,
And perhaps, if you might, just between the two of us. She's gonna lean a little bit away from Saria. if you could perhaps ask Saria to dance at some point, I think that would do wonders for her confidence.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, you're so kind.
Of course, no problem. Big problem.
Biggest
Big.
problem.
Big problem. Reagan, you and Rufus return. And Brika, have you been wanting to do something, or?
Yeah, what's Brika up to? She just eating all the hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, Brika's
Oh,
just
yeah.
no. Brika. I'd actually like to investigate a bit.
Please do.
Look around the room for, in a broad sense, any threats, and in a more specific sense, any scaly threats. Because Brika's on the lookout for some scaly threats.
Specifically, scaly threats, do you just mean Dragonborn?
Silver scaly threads?
Anybody with scales.
Give me an investigation check to see sort of how you're able to, like, gather. Well, actually, investigation or perception.
Brika's first roll of the night, so it's a 9.
That's a 9 total. Not
Also
great.
can't look away from
Not
Lynn.
super great.
You kind of glance over. You know, there's people here. You know, you see Lynn again. Well, you don't have to locate what you're looking for. You kind of, like, glance over to make sure Rufus and Reagan are okay, and they're walking back. You lock eyes with Hortensia, who then gives you, like, a very, like, big wave, like a, hey there! Which, you know, is, like, for an undercover bartender, apparently, is very...
Yeah, undercover.
Yeah. But you're not able to locate any scaly threats, as you say.
Not even Dreadbane?
Not visibly.
Okay.
You know, there's been kind of like a steady stream of introductions of, you know, this person comes in, that person comes in. You know, pretty typical kind of masquerade entrances. And then you hear...
I'm presenting the Lord Julius Goring, his sister, the Lady Claudia Goring, their guest, the young Lord Adwald Manata, and
Oh, shit.
presenting for the first time, the Lady Cynthia Goring.
Reagan's head snaps to the stairs.
Walking down are the Gorings. The whole aesthetic that they're going for, their whole like party of the three of them, of Julius, Claudia, and Cynthia / Ellie, is like this like green and silver aesthetic.
Ellie
Yeah.
stuns in an emerald green number.
And they begin walking down, and there's sort of this general like quiet, sort of a hush that goes over the room, as everyone kind of waits to see what happens. With the Gorings and the Von Tepplers coming face to face. It's happened before, it has to have had. You get the impression that it's always a little tense.
I can imagine.
One thing that I think some of you notice is that Julius, normally, like, sort of what's in fashion right now with the nobles of the city are, especially the noblemen, are high collars. You know, like really stiff high collars. He does not have a high collar on. He is showing his gruesome neck scar very prominently.
Hey!
She sort of comes up. They speak in kind of hushed tones, but you can tell there's a lot of tension between him and Erwin. A smile on the lips, but nothing else. After speaking for a little, maybe like a minute, he and Claudia break off. Cynthia introduces herself to the Von Tepplers. She introduces herself to Lynn and Aldo. And then she goes back to Julius and Claudia. At that point, Adwald Manata, who most of you met at the Goring dinner. Adwald kind of like reintroduced himself. Hello, I am Adwald Manata, blah, blah, blah. Then he kind of walks purposefully after them. He very much seems to be like an add-on, but it is notable that for the first time in what appears to be a long time, Lord Goring is not the last of the 5 families to arrive at the Von Tepler delegation. He's the third, which is very strange. That sends a very strong message. Cynthia / Ellie kind of like is like looking around, in a very like taking in the room sort of way, but it's very clear she's looking for something. As soon as her eyes catch Reagan's, you would have noticed it if you didn't see the moment afterwards of just this almost invisible tension just drops from her shoulders. I'm just like, okay, she's not dead. Okay, that's good. And they all go and sit down at their table. there's kind of, as soon as they sit down, there's like, just the room kind of like begins to buzz with just like whispered conversation. Just well, what is like, what does this mean? What does this say? How does this change things? Everyone has a different theory as to what they were saying and what they were trying to do. All of y'all are together now when a figure sort of seems to have sidled up to y'all's group while they were entering. He has a sort of like a black and white mask cut down the middle. The black side has no features other than an eye slit. The white side has a mouth but no eyes. And he says, "Well, that is not good, I don't think."
Morris Kipling attends. Oh, hi Morris.
Well, Mr. Morris Kipling has a very distinctive voice.
Reagan actually relaxes a bit when she hears Morris's voice. You know, Morris has done her some solids before.
Yes. He says, Lady Kime, Mr. Pensmith, Miss Cha, good to see you all.
Yeah, good to see you. I was wondering if you'd be here.
It was, I did not wish to be, but...
Me neither, dude, but here we are, right?
Yes, victims of circumstance, it seems.
Yep, I hear that.
Hello, champion, to spend some time. And Rufus just kind of is, like, just kind of frozen. He goes, "You got a lot of nerve."
Oh, shit.
You know that?
Uh-oh.
I mean, you, as much as I would enjoy to pass this out here, and by enjoy I mean hate, there are many, many people who are currently watching the champion of the city, whereas I am simply a man in a mask. It would behoove us both to pass out our differences in private, either later tonight or perhaps at a later date. Is that acceptable to you? Reagan close up to hear, like, grinding his molars together.
Reagan kind of looks between them and kind of to Morris is like, "Yeah, later. I think maybe you better go."
Question.
Yes.
Has it been a year since the two of you last met?
Little under that. But,
Alrighty then.
the things have prevented me from reaching out to the champion. Discretion. And there have not exactly been many masquerades to have to wear a mask in public without drawing more attention than it would deflect.
I guess that is sort of your MO.
If you wish to speak with me, and I will attempt to contact you later in the night as well, there is a waiter. He has a rather prominent nose, a bit of a beak, that has 3 moles up it. It is very distinct. You will not be able to miss him. Simply tell him that you wish to say hello to an old friend, and he will arrange things.
Okay.
I would advise caution this night. I don't believe we're all going to get out of it in one piece. And he then kind of stands. Ethel, you were close enough. Kind of like, ever so carefully listening in.
You know.
He kind of nods to the party, and then he departs back, sort of losing himself in sort of the growing, swelling crowd of people.
Reagan is actually gonna unlock her arm and kind of like rub Rufus's shoulder. Like, are you okay?
I don't know. I don't like being used, and
I'm guessing the last time you saw him was at the Masquerade last year? Or around then?
He's the one who sent us here
I had a feeling.
with the instructions to prevent anything bad from happening.
He is needlessly cryptic.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair.
I don't really jive with that. It's fine. It's fine. I just. It was kind of nice to think that there was a plan, that maybe this was all kind of somehow some wider play that he was doing, and that at some point I could just. It's nice when someone knows what they're doing, and it became very apparent to me as the weeks turned into months that he didn't really have he didn't have the specificity that I thought he would. Sorry, this is a... God, You don't expect the spooky information brokers to show up out of nowhere, you know?
Well, you know, in broad daylight like this, I mean, such as it is, like, gesturing vaguely up at the chandeliers, kind of.
Yeah, that's, I was not expecting that. Yeah.
I don't know if my life was better before he showed up, turned me onto this path, but it certainly wasn't. It was easier. I don't know if better, but a warning would have been nice.
Reagan just keeps rubbing his shoulder, just like, let it out, man. Like,
I don't know, do you want the silver lining? I could give you a silver lining.
Sure. What's the silver lining, Monty?
Silver lining's rubbing your shoulders right now.
Reagan glares at Monty.
I'm just saying, I everything that's happened, it might have been bad, but it did get you next to somebody you seem to like. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's true. You're not wrong, Monty. I didn't say it was worse.
No,
It's
I know.
just...
You and I are kind of similar in that we both...
Are half-elves?
And anxious. So there's another thing. But
And we're half-elves.
And we're half-elves. But the anxiety, high level, gotta find something, anything, any
and Reagan,
small
she
thread of
reluctantly
hope.
likes both of you. So.
But yeah, to anything to bring it down a peg. Hey.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, you're right. And Monty, what's your passive perception real quick?
My passive perception is 14.
14? Another name is announced, and it's one that you've heard before. It's been some time, but you remember there was, in your younger years, part of your study, part of your preparation was you were given dossiers, summaries, files of
Families that fell and
families that fell and families that rose, and specifically what you were always pushed to memorize were the young male heirs to families.
yeah.
Those with power, those with wealth, those who could potentially be a suitable match.
Eligible bachelors.
Uh-huh.
Indeed.
Oh.
And you hear the voice, and for a minute it doesn't quite click, and you're not sure why. Maybe a bit of curiosity. You turn and you see a young man is standing at the top of the stairs as he's being announced.
You know his name to be Reinhard von Himmel. The best way to describe him is a young man without excess. You'd seen portraits of him earlier in life. Simple stuff, but they captured him well enough regardless. But this was years ago, and though he was only a year younger than you, he seemed like a very bright, smiling young teenager. The man at the top of the stairs is none of that.
There is no fat or softness to his face. It is either lean muscle or nothing at all. He has sort of these like dark rings under his eyes, and you notice that he wears no mask, and he seems to be wearing traveling clothes. Still of noble make, but traveling clothes.
Oh shit.
Behind him, there is sort of an older elf with a staff. There is a halfling, sort of this like wide-brimmed hat. There is a half-elf with a whip around their at their belt, who's kind of like this very like muscular halfling who's kind of like taking in the room. And then there is sort of this very odd, it's very odd looking kind of just like bald, almost albino, but not quite. Just very, very pale figure. And you can see kind of the gleam of metal under the triangles as they like shift and like take in the surroundings. He kind of walks down. There's kind of a murmur at that as the name Reinhard von Himmel is announced. His companions are listed off as well, but they don't seem to be paying much mind to that.
Does he have a direct relation to the main emperor, Andrew?
Roll a history check for me.
17 plus 8?
As far as you can tell, based on his pedigree, he does not have a direct blood relation to the Amanors family. But comes down and he, speaking in low, hushed tones, clipped words with Erwin, who's kind of just like, even he, as composed as looks a little taken aback by this. Despite the fact that he was announced, implies that he had an invitation. It seems as though no one expected him to arrive. There's some quick words exchanged, and then he turns and he sees Lynn. And Monty, I don't think you recognize the look, but the others recognize that look very well, because you've seen it on Monty's face before.
So, like, the others like us?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There is a moment of just kind of this pause as she's just like kind of mouth a little agape at him being there. He says something very quietly that you can't hear. And then his eyes flicker right over to you, Monty.
Oh, shit!
And he begins walking towards you very purposefully, his four companions kind of fanning out behind him.
Monty lifts his chin and stands a little bit taller.
It's a very brisk pace. He's there quickly, and you realize that he is easily 6'5". He is very tall.
He's taller than Rufus!
He kind of looks down. He sort of comes up to you, Monty. Montague Pensmith. You don't know me, but I believe you and I need to exchange words. And then he takes off his glove and right over your face.
Hello, friends. Thank you so much for coming to this week's episode of Masks and Martyrs. This is your producer, Diana, and I have some housekeeping and plugs to take care of. So, first of all, if you're enjoying the show, we would love, as always, if you could leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you're listening, and make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so you never miss an episode. You can also find us on Etsy at etsy.com/shop/masksandmartyrs or patreon.com/masksandmartyrs. We're currently trying to raise funds to get transcriptions done of the backlog of episodes, which is quite a bit. We have a bit of a nest egg built up. I think we could probably we're working on getting people hired to do the first half roughly right now, but it's going to be a long process. It's going to be kind of an expensive process, so if you have money that you could throw away, that would be fantastic. We'd really appreciate it. If you like this, you'll probably also be interested in the other projects on the Notification Media Network. Daemonic is our most recent property. It is by Steph Nguyen, and she has done an absolutely fantastic job mixing this really cool audio drama, so check that out at notification.media or wherever you get your podcasts. Dinnerly is, as they put it, America's most affordable meal kit. I actually have 4 sitting in my fridge right now because I got my box today and I still have one from last week that I haven't had time to make. It's about half the price of any other kit I've used, about $4.49 per serving. And the meals are super simple, super easy, even when you have a busy schedule like mine and you only have about an hour in which to make and eat dinner on a lot of nights. So if you guys want to get a $10 coupon and also help out your favorite D&D podcast, which presumably we are because we're the only people in the world making an actual play podcast, go to bit.ly/dinnerlymasks to get $10 off. This week, we also want to give a shout out to friend of the podcast, Lauren Alexa. Lauren Alexa is an artist and art patron on the Masks and Martyrs Patreon, whose mission it is to encourage everybody to be creative. Her 2020 project is to find a way to earn $60 a day side by side with her daughter. It's a new creative challenge that she'll document throughout the year, so that other mothers in a squeeze can find financial independence as well. And of course, there will always be plenty of dumb photo shoots in colorful costumes. She's over at www.lovelylady.life or on Instagram at lovelylady.life. Last but not least are our music credits. The mid-roll this week is a new song called Songs to Slap Monty by my wife Julia Heslin and voice of Brika Cha. The intro is Threads of Fate by Thomas Hart and Diana Paparozzi, and our ending theme is Marry Meet Meg by Hopper and the Books on Tape, and our previously on background music is Kevin MacLeod's Dreamlike. Alright, I'll let you guys get back into the episode now. Thank you so much for stopping by. Reagan immediately, steps
Rika's
up!
What the?
Hold on.
Excuse me?
Excuse me, Reagan, hold on. Pardon my friend. Might I ask the circumstance?
Well, Mr. Pensmith, it is a strange thing to wonder at circumstance when you have come between a man and his betrothed.
Oh, snap! What a twist!
I will be out in the gardens. Come in half an hour. Bring your second, and whoever else you wish to as well.
Oh no.
We'll settle this then.
Oh shit!
It's time to duel!
Monty, is this guy bothering you? I will
Oh,
Reagan?
Reinhardt just turns and walks away at that. He is declared.
Wait, I didn't get to ask about weapons. Fuck.
Well, you're the challenged, so you get to choose.
As you're standing there, the buff half elf kind of he goes,
I don't like you.
"Man, that was pretty cool." So,
What's your thing?
I specialize in magic.
Huh. He doesn't do that. What do you say? His steel, your spells? Sound good?
I believe Reagan
Yeah.
actually speaks up. I believe in duels, the one challenged gets to choose the weapons for both parties. Reagan remembered one thing about her noble upbringing, and that is how to
Of
motherfuck.
course, it was the part about punching
Reagan
people in the
is
face.
a duelist. That is literally her specialization.
I mean, look, you can, we could do that. That's fine. But in that case, one of his seconds would take it, and it'd either be Alm, he points to kind of like the very pale figure, who's, I could guarantee you, Alm could kill you. Humps, though? He looks over at, like, the very old elf. Humps? I mean, if you, like, pushed him over, maybe he wouldn't get back up. So that might be your better
Andrew,
bet.
when you say very old,
He's like 60, but you get the impression that this half elf is not super socially. Like he seems like he's kind of there
Oh,
from
he's
the
a
edges.
half-elf.
Yeah,
Everyone's
a
a
really-
half-elf in Hintilla.
got it. Okay.
Well, this guy's not from
Half-elf.
Antilla, and he's. Oh, by the way, name's Griffin Grousebane. You're Montague Pensmith. That's what Reinhardt was saying. Man, he does not like you. Holy shit, dude.
Doesn't mince words either, does he?
Yeah, no, not anymore. So what are you thinking here, bud? You can either do spells and steel, or you could try your luck against Alm. That's probably going to be the one, and he's kind of really weird most of the time.
Is his intention to the death?
Normally? Well, 2 years ago, I'd have said, like, no way. I mean, it's Reinhardt, But,
He says that I don't know him, but he has a reputation.
really?
Yeah.
I guess word travels fast.
Nobles are weird.
Yeah, you're telling me, man. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Listen.
Anyways,
Can you? I assume he won't talk to me.
well, no, you go through seconds in like duels. That's like
Yeah.
how it works, Oh, who's your second, by the way?
Brika.
Good choice.
Yeah, who's Brika?
Brika is seething.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Brika? Though? I don't know who Brika
come
is.
here. Please.
Brika steps up to Monty's side.
Oh,
This is-
hi,
this is
Griffin.
Brika.
He offers his hand.
She takes it.
And rips it off. No, just
No,
Oh, by the way, Monty did shake his hand. If he offered his hand to Monty, Monty shook.
Yeah. Griffin's real friendly.
I'm listening.
Yeah. What are we thinking? We got seconds. We got a time, place.
I don't know if he will allow this, but
Spooky. I like it.
it's not that spooky. Let me finish. I don't know if he'll allow it, but he can bring what he would like. Spells and steel sounds fine to me. I would request that we do it. That we try to do this to first blood, and not to the death. Whatever his qualm with me is, I'm sure he would understand that Lynn doesn't want to see anybody hurt in her name.
I mean, like, I get that. I do. I totally do.
I'm not asking you to convince him. I'm asking you to pass on a preference.
I'll pass that on.
Also, if you could come back and tell me what his preference is, so I know. That's what I'd like out of today.
Yeah, no worries. I can do that. Just, probably like get ready though. It's been a really hard 2 years for him.
Where has he been?
Oh, I thought you said that his reputation and stuff, and you knew.
His reputation as a noble, and he was 2 years ago.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. So, and then you hear, I think I can answer that. And Lynn has come over, and she just looks
Hey,
like
girl.
ashen-faced about the whole thing. All those kind of, like, behind her, like, trying to figure out, like, who he's supposed to be, like, kind of squaring up against. He's, like, not sure if it's Monty.
Maybe pissed off at the bigger guy because I am not a threat.
All those kind of running some mental gymnastics ahead of the algebra meme of, like, who's the real bad guy here? And she says, Monty, I am so sorry. I did not know he was going to be here. Oh, hey, Lynn. Yes, hello, Griffin. We extend the invitation to the von Himmels as a courtesy, but
Right.
Reinhardt hasn't been to Hintilla in over 2 years.
I know the name. Am aware of him, but I was aware of him 2 years ago.
He's been in his home, the Duchy of Hastonia, the neighboring duchy to the east. Yeah, that's where we were. You know how
Am I aware of this situation, Andrew?
Roll a history check for me. This isn't that has developed while you've been on the lam.
That's a modified 20.
So you've heard rumors of and like sort of whisperings of the very unstable Hastonia duchy following the death of the Duke. Upon the death of the late Duke, the son, the eldest son, ascended to the throne and sort of had to put down a number of rebellious counts and lords. And during the fighting, apparently lost a number of his family. And he says, and Griffin's like, yeah, no, it's been a long 2 years. But you know, like we wrapped it up, and he wanted to come see you, Lynn. Looking back, we probably shouldn't have just like walked in here. Probably should have like been a little, more subtle. But that's life. And Lynn's kind of just like, Monty, can I speak with you for a moment? Just
Yes.
a moment.
Actually, hold on just 1 second, Lynn. Griffin, could you relay my message about First Blood and report back to me when you have an answer? And I'll talk to Lynn in the meantime.
So I can relay it and come back to you, but reporting back to you is not really like my style,
No, I mean, you can talk to Brika.
Oh, yeah, I'll talk to Brika. Alright, I'm gonna go find Reinhardt. And then he just turns and starts walking away. Lynn kind of like steps to one side with you. Aldo is still like kind of hovering nearby, but can kind of have some distance. And she says, I should explain.
Of course. Lynn, do you think I'm mad at you? You seem scared. Are you afraid of him?
I haven't seen Reinhardt in over 2 years, and Reinhardt was my best friend growing up. He was my only friend in a lot of ways. I mean, you know how I get with books and with studies, and I never had much of a head for it. But when I was 9, there was a visit. His father and his family came to Hintilla to strengthen ties with my father and my family, and we became friends, and we started to write to each other, and there was never anything official, but there was an expectation.
There was a hope.
Yes. I only ever saw him as a friend, but that was sort of...
I understand how to some extent how the game is played.
I never thought that I could have more. I could hope for more than just a enjoying someone's company before I met you.
Beautiful.
Prize.
and I thought he had forgotten about me. I wrote him letters after the death of his father, but he never responded. And the stories that I heard, the constant fighting, the rebellions, I assumed that he
had other things to deal with.
I thought he just didn't have time for a silly girl with her books. And
Not silly.
I don't mean, he would have seen, it would have seemed silly for someone who was trying to keep his family alive and everything. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, you're right. I agree. It's okay. It's okay.
I don't know what he went through, but I also don't think that he is a bad person. I don't know why he's doing this. And I don't know really what to do exactly.
Well, I'm not going to go into this, spells blazing. I don't work that way very well, as I have learned. I'm going to try and talk to him. Whether through seconds or if he'll hear me out himself, I don't know. I'm not going to kill him. I'm just not. I don't think I could do that. I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. I don't think you want me to do that either, though.
I don't want anyone to get hurt, especially not over me. I
had a feeling. I knew.
My father is talking to him, and hopefully he'll be able to talk him down from this, but was
your father aware of your friendship? It wasn't something that you kind of kept on the download from him, like...
No, he
knows.
No,
Open and aware, so that's where some of the expectation came from, I'm sure.
Yes. We once a year we would visit them. Once a year they would visit us. It was just something people talked about.
It's something you do. I understand. Trust me, I understand. Fortunately, I am a good person to empathize with this situation. I can't promise that I won't get hurt, but I have a couple of cards up my sleeve for once.
That's good.
So, if you see me go down, don't panic. I've got something that'll keep me around as long as he doesn't try and, go for my throat.
Just promise me you'll come back. Okay? I
Come hell or high water, I'm coming back to you every time.
At that, you hear some heavy kind of jogging footfalls, and just from 50 feet away, you just hear, "Hey, Monty? Yeah, no, it's just he's fucking doing it, dude. Sorry, no first blood. Sorry, man. I tried."
Monty just gives him a thumbs up.
Cool.
Rika gives them a thumbs down.
No. Rika, no mixed messages.
Griffin kind of one thumb down, one thumb up, and he goes "I'll let him know this." And he kind of runs off with one thumb up, one thumb down, out in front of him, so he doesn't forget. So, anything they want to do in this half hour before the duel starts?
Reagan is going to give a pep talk to her friends because, I guess Monty didn't want a seasoned veteran duelist as his second or something. I mean, it's fine.
No, Reagan, hold on.
But
Before
she
you
didn't say that. I'm making one of my classic...
There was actually a complete logical choice reason to that.
No, for sure.
Everybody knows Brika kills people. That's like her whole thing, right?
Okay, so,
Yeah, it's just what she does.
so for the first time since arriving, I think Reagan is going to let go of Rufus for a minute to go talk to Monty and Brika in semi-private. I mean, just kind of huddle up with the team. Not that Rufus would not be invited, but, Rufus isn't really friends with Monty and Brika the way that they're... it's just... Yeah, anyway. Okay.
So the three of you huddle up right behind Ethel's chair.
I like it.
Okay.
Alright.
Hey, guys.
You're part of this
it's not
party,
like-
goddammit.
I just got very publicly challenged. It's not like this is a secret.
Alright, Monty.
But the strategy could be secret.
Yeah. Monty. You're sure you want to go through with this? Because, I mean, your second, you can use... Brika is a little bit more... How do I put this? She's less...
She's better than me. I know.
Well, at fighting with a sword involved. So, first, that's first thing to establish. What's the strategy?
Brika puts up a hand. We're not doing this.
Oh.
We are doing this.
We are not doing this, Montague. You are not dueling.
Plan, Brika.
How about, okay, compromise. See if Brika can de-escalate. See if the second... That's what you do at these things. You have
No, I know.
talk first. No, Monty, listen. You don't know. You've never been in a duel. I've been in a duel. If you've been in a duel, you'd die. So, you'd be dead. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. We'll have Brika and Griffin talk. See if Brika can talk him down. And then if she can't, then the thing. But Monty, you need to stay back. You need to stay out of range of the goddamn sword. Can you do that for me, Monty?
Reagan, can you please listen to me?
Is it what you're gonna say? Yes, Reagan, I will not get stabbed by a long sword.
That's the gist of it, yes. But
Okay,
will you listen?
say your words.
Okay, thank you. My plan, and he does lower his voice. My plan is...
Kill him.
No.
Murder.
No, Mortis!
No.
No, Mortis had a very different plan. Mortis would cast consume flesh.
I am going to try and de-escalate. If you didn't think I was going to try and talk my way out of the situation...
No, I know. I can't give you strategy on that part of the situation, Monty. That's not my
But
thing.
after that, because, let's face it, he's not going to talk, I'm going to cast Hold Person, and I'm going to keep him 30 feet away from me, and keep holding him until we come to an agreement.
Well, how long does that thing last? How long can you keep it up? I know for a fact that doesn't work every time. You've tried it on me before, and I don't know how long you're going to be able to hold him, and if you can't hold him, you're just going to piss him off.
My
realize
point
that.
is, I have some tricks up my sleeve, but I'm going to try and physically shut him down, as in stop him. If that doesn't work, I do have some better protection for once. I enchanted this outfit as I have some tricks. It might be okay.
Reagan just gives, the longest sigh through her nose. Just
If I go down, just get my body out of there.
Monty, I just need you to promise me, stay out of range.
I will try, Reagan.
Okay.
I can fly, remember?
Yeah, do that.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, good. Good talk. And she pats him on the shoulder and she looks at Brika and just
Why don't you guys believe me?
I believe you, Monty, but...
Oh, no. Listen, I'm glad that you have plans in place. I'm glad that you're being somewhat reasonable about this. I'm just telling you now that I'm not going to let this happen.
Brika can be very persuasive. One time, she talked a dragon out of killing me. It was badass. Well, he was a dragon born again at that point, but...
Dragon born again.
Well, he was... That's what Reagan would be if she were religious, as a born-again dragonborn. But Monty, listen, it's not that we don't trust that you have a plan, it's that any advice that we can give you that's gonna stand between you and getting stabbed we're gonna give to you.
That's
And
fair.
I came to this thing with, like, a goal in mind, you know? And that was that nobody I liked was gonna get stabbed. That was my plan.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, it's new. It's a new kind of plan for me. I'm trying it out. And I like you, Monty, and I don't want you to get stabbed. So just try to stay out of his range, because in close range, he will destroy you.
That's fair. And he probably will. And I don't know what he's capable of.
Me neither, but why? He looks like a swordsman, so don't. Just stay out of reach of his arm.
We might be able to talk to him. I don't think so.
Rika, as I said, is very persuasive, and it was definitely a bigger slight than just, bird-dogging his girl. So,
but
I stabbed Dreadbane's girl, his boss lady, and she managed to talk him out of killing me, so... It's not that I don't trust Brika, it's not that I don't trust you, that I don't trust them, and I need you to have every chance to succeed here, Monty. Like, think of me as, like, your math teacher in middle school. I just want you to succeed, you know?
I understand that. It's just that it can't not happen. Hopefully we can talk ourselves out of it, but my point is that if things escalate, they have to escalate. It's...
I know. I'm preparing
a show. It's a performance. I'm saying this for Brika, who seems like she's going to...
This is bullshit. It's bullshit, Montague. It's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Brika.
This is not how things are supposed to work.
It's really not.
I know, it's not your fault. I'm not yelling at you.
She's just mad at the situation. You know how your mother gets.
Brika's just looking at Reagan.
We've all said a lot of things that made each other glare at each other tonight. Things about how we like each other. There's been a lot of love in this family. Monty, look at me in the eye. Look at me, Reagan, your friend, in the eyes.
Monty squares up like he did when Reinhardt approached him, and it's a very different look on him. Monty,
you're gonna do great. And she pats him on the shoulder. And then goes back over to Rufus, because she's been without her security blanket far too long.
That's fair. Monty is going to go back up to Lynn really fast.
Okay.
And he's going to get very close to her ears. Hopefully so only she can hear. He takes the shield ring out of his pocket and presses it into her hand.
No, that's the thing you need, Monty! God!
No, I have mage armor. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
He's also got a better ring.
I've got at least 3 better rings. Monty's got some bling going on.
Her eyes widen like saucer plates upon feeling what you put into her hand.
This isn't how I wanted to do this. This is a promise. You and I can figure out what that promise is later. Because I'm coming back, okay?
She's just kind of speechless.
Baby.
She has no idea what to do right now.
If you don't want it, give it back.
Her hand just clenches around it.
How dare you!
Monty wraps his hand around her clenched fist. I'm coming back. Like I said, though, if I go down, don't panic. And don't let them panic. Kind of jerks his head over at Reagan and Brika.
She kind of nods. There are a lot of eyes on y'all right now. And she is like, you can tell that she wants to say something, but is not saying it because there are a lot of people watching.
And
right
I'm sure people can read lips in this room.
Guess who can?
I'm sure.
It's your dear sweet Auntie Ethel.
Yeah, I forgot, but I have the observant feat, which does let me.
Yeah.
Read
Actually,
lips.
there is one
does
thing I would
Reinhardt.
like to retroactively do, which I forgot because it is new. If you don't mind me, you can say I can't because it's too late. Reagan has the ability to watch people for a minute and figure out things about them battle-wise.
It's true.
Can I say retroactively she was watching this motherfucker Reinhardt and trying to figure out...
We'll say you get 3 things. What are you trying to figure out?
I want to know his AC, It is superior or inferior to mine, and my AC is currently, 11? Unless you're giving me the
superior.
improvised shield bonus.
I'm just gonna say that for the sake of this, because you know what it's like to wear heavy armor
so
around,
higher than her, or lower than her normal AC, which is 19.
higher than normal AC.
Okay.
Dang.
I would like to know his total class levels.
11.
Oh, dang.
Okay. And I would like to know his dex.
20.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Reagan has relayed this information to Monty in her pep talk. Like, hey, he's jacked as hell. And
He did just finish reunifying his duchy.
By force.
like Reagan at this point, I wouldn't send Rufus in against him. And
with
him
and his swole bros. Mostly Griffin. Griffin's his swole bro. By the way, I just want everyone to know that all I have written down for Griffin's character description is Chad but gay. Just so it is the most elegant line I have ever written in my life.
Okay, so Reagan relayed that information to Monty. So, hey, if you have spells that need a save, maybe Dex isn't the way to go.
Yeah, that's fair.
The others might also not be the way to go, but at least we can rule that one out. Oh, also, is Ellie still just at her table hanging out?
Yeah, she's kind of looking over at y'all, very
Does she look alright?
She looks concerned for the Monty situation,
Yeah,
but
no one's
she's
fucking with her.
She's safe.
Okay, but as long as she's safe, Reagan's I wouldn't say happy, but Reagan's.
She is safe. No one has challenged Ellie to a duel yet. Don't worry.
Thank God.
Yeah, they better not, because she'd murder him.
Yeah, Ellie.
She would pull out a fan and she would give a single carefully worded insult that just utterly ruins.
Yeah, she's a level 20 bard, and her vicious mockery just does a lot of damage.
She just shows up, you have a very small garden. Destroyed!
Devastating.
How quaint.
Ellie knows one spell. It's power word kill. It's not actually a spell. She just kills people with her words.
That is all Reagan has, other than Monty has several healing potions, Katie.
Yes.
Okay, and she can always just throw one at him if he dies, so.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything they want to do before the duel?
Okay. Monty does want to talk to Erwin and Elaine von Teppler if they look like they're not otherwise engaged.
Erwin's nowhere to be seen.
Okay.
He still seems to be trying to talk down Reinhardt. Elaine is kind of just she's kind of taken over greeting duties by herself.
Oh, she's greeting people still. I don't want to interrupt her. I'm about to die, but I won't.
Don't let me inconvenience you. It's only my last day on Earth.
I think there may be a moment where you try and duck into an alcove and try and compose yourself, and Delia sort of follows you, and she's like, "Show me your stance. Show me your stance. Come on."
He lifts his chin the same way he did when Reinhardt approached, and
that's not it. How do you fight? Show me a stand when you fight.
He summons his book and lowers himself a little bit. Spreads his feet out and steadies himself.
She sort of crouches down in front of you, flicks out a knife and puts it into your hand, and she wraps your hand around it and holds your hand in hers. And she points it to her throat and she says, "This is where he's going to go first. Keep your head down. He can't pierce the skull; it'll glance off it most likely if he gets that close." And then she sort of stands. "You want to target here?" Points at the Achilles tendon. "And here." And she points at the kidneys.
Actually, very good advice. No, Monty doesn't say that. That's
99 duels.
Yeah. She says, Achilles tendon means he can't move. Arms, he's going to watch those. He's smart.
No point in trying to disarm him because it doesn't matter. He'll just pick it up again. So, stop him from moving.
Look, there's one way you can disarm him. Okay?
I mean, to disarm him, but...
No. That's what dumb people do when they think they're being cute. Just look. She pulls out her rapier and she immediately takes a stance and just lunges towards you, just blindingly fast. As it does, the blade is like underneath your armpit. And she says, "He goes for you. He gets you." There's a moment when everybody takes it in that they got the killing stroke. That's when you grab and you break. Okay?
Okay.
You sure you want to do this?
Yes.
Okay. One last piece of advice. If you lose, I didn't teach you anything.
No, that's fair. I understand. I assume that's the clause on most things that cool people try to teach me.
No, just me.
Delia, do you think you could do me a favor? I mean, not that you've already done me a huge favor with all of these pointers and things.
Just ask. Just ask.
Can you get my body out of there if I go down? I won't be dead. Unless he goes for a extra killing blow. I've got something that's going to stabilize me. Even if I go down.
Sure.
And I don't think Reagan and Brika are going to be able to do it. I asked Lynn to try and keep them calm, but I think they're going to overpower her right away. Whatever.
I gotcha.
Thanks. You got it. Just get me out of there, and then I can get cured somewhere else. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
Thanks. I owe you.
No, you don't.
I don't, then. Thank you.
Anytime. Always glad to stick a needle in the eye of a nobleman.
Yeah.
That's fair. Just not mine, technically, because technically speaking. But anyway.
Huh. That
Sorry.
makes sense.
Not from around here, and I don't want to be, if that makes it any better.
Yeah, it's not a great place, but you know, folks like us aren't really many great places, are there?
No. Libraries, like those. Quiet books. Lynn.
I only really need one book. She pats the book on her hip. Shit I've killed by me.
Oh, I forgot that was her book. Oh,
It's her
that's
monster
so good.
slaying book. Delia
Yep.
Quickstep, aka the Breath of the Meek. Are we good?
Fucking do this.
All right. Yes. What is this? What is this secret plan that's gonna somehow change everything?
I don't know. I'm struggling between like things that I can do and things that
I'm still doing things you want to do, and also just wanting to watch Monty die.
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, doesn't that help everything that Wisteria wants? If Monty
it
just fucking beefs it.
Kinda does, yeah.
Unless she dislikes Reinhardt more.
He's a strong nobleman in a position of power where he's just reunified his own damn country with his own hands.
If anyone's
Good
going
job,
to kill
Monty.
Montague Pensmith, it's going to be me. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do anything.
Okay. So the party kind of goes over, and at this point, like your whole group follows the. A crowd is beginning to gather. There's always a few duels. There's always a few duels happening, and it's always kind of they always draw some onlookers. But to have a foreign duke appear and demand a duel is pretty. It doesn't happen in every masquerade, and everyone there's sort of a buzz of
especially
excitement.
demand a duel of a nobody that just got introduced for the first time today.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's a bit curious for them all. As you kind of like are approaching, you see a space has been carved out, maybe a 30-foot diameter ring. Reinhardt, he has actually taken off his armor, and he is not wearing armor currently. And he has his rapier, and he's just kind of like standing there, stock still. Every now and then, just like kind of drifting his rapier like along the ground, moving the dirt around. Erwin is standing in y'all's path, and he says, "I'd say that you don't have to do this, but I think that you're going to anyways."
I think I have to. I don't think there's an option, sir.
Well, that's not entirely true, but
Can't you just throw this guy out? And Reagan, for the first time in her life, speaks to Erwin von Teppler.
Wow.
I wish it was that simple.
Well, why not? What, you're the Archduke.
He is a duke of a neighboring duchy, and currently my only real supporter in this city.
Now you're even more worthless to her, Erwin von Teppler.
I wouldn't disrespect Lynn by turning down anything for her sake. Furthermore, I would not disrespect a duke of a neighboring duchy by ignoring or turning tail from, let's call this a dialogue. And it might be a dialogue with weapons and bloodletting, or it might actually be words. We'll find out in just a minute, I suppose.
Kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, and he says, "Whatever happens, remember you have another dance still waiting for you."
Yes, sir.
Kind of nods. He moves to one side to let y'all through. One thing that you kind of notice is that, like, Reinhardt has not, like, moved, but you get the impression that he is utterly aware of where you are. As the party kind of, like, y'all come up to the dueling sort of ring. It's been set
Rika,
up.
you're up.
Well, Brika's gonna step forward.
Okay. Griffin also steps forward, and he goes, "Hey, Brika. How are you doing?"
Good evening, Griffin.
So, yeah, I guess let's get this show on the road, right? You know?
So, as I understand it, I am supposed to speak through you.
Yeah.
Can I speak to him directly?
He kind of turns, and he goes, and then you hear, "She can speak her mind."
Good.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit!
Hello, sir. My name is Brika Cha. You have challenged my friend Montague to a duel. I do not agree with this decision. I would like to ask what he has done wrong that you must duel him in a public sphere.
Thank you, Brika.
What crime has he committed?
If he had committed a crime, I would have turned him over to the gods. If he had sinned, I would turn him over to the gods. He has slighted my honor.
So you will kill a man for a personal slight.
I've done worse for less.
I ask again, what has he done?
Miss Cha, I do not believe that you are familiar with our customs here. In such situations, wherein two of noble standing have quarrel, they may settle it in a duel.
What is your quarrel? Why must you fight? You say he has somehow stolen your betrothed. What? Was there an announcement that you were betrothed? Did you speak to Lynn? Did you ask her for her hand? Did she give it to you?
Give me a persuasion check, Brika.
Fuck yes!
Gotcha!
It's gonna be a pretty high DC, just because this is,
15?
Can I interject?
what you got?
Ethel kind of pushes to the front of the crowd.
Yes, everyone! It is me! It is I! Don't fight over me, boys!
And she just... she points at Reinhardt. Young man, I suggest you listen to her and keep the peace. Now I'm going to cast suggestion.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, yeah!
Hold on, we gotta figure out what suggestion even does. Or specifically what components it has.
Verbal and material.
Okay. What's the material?
Material is snake's tongue and honeycomb/sweet oil.
Okay, cast me... Let's see what happens here.
He has to make a wisdom save.
And what's your save DC?
17.
Alright, Reinhard von Himmel. Let's see what measure of man you are. Oh, fuck, really?
What do you got?
Oh no.
He got a 14 plus 3.
Oh my god!
I'm so sorry.
Ah!
He sort of gives you a long, hard look, and he says, "I did not wish a crowd. This was to be a private matter between me and Mr. Pensmith. The fact that Hintillans are gawkers is not my concern."
Oh, shit.
Sir, if you intended a private affair, then you should not have walked into a crowded room, slapped a man, and insisted upon a violent duel.
Miss Cha, I would give you 2 pieces of advice right now.
I don't want them. Brika Cha.
Put your advice in your pocket.
Brika Cha takes off her mask. You say, I am not familiar with your customs. And no, I am not. I have only been here for a brief time. And I do not want to disrespect your customs. However, the lack of respect that you are showing to me, to Montague, to Lynn von Teppler, who you say you are supposed to marry? It is despicable. Have you ever told her of your intentions? Where I am from, in Sadan, when you want to marry someone, when you love someone, you go to the top of a peak, you climb to a cliff top, you yell to anyone who can hear your intentions. You do not hide behind masks. You do not sneak around. You do not backstab.
He takes 3 steps towards you, and he says, Miss Cha, I wear no mask. I stood my ground in front of him, and I laid down a challenge. If you wish to speak to me of honor, the Sadan have much honor. That is true. But this is not something that can be resolved with words. And if you look behind yourself, you'll see that on his face as well.
Monty takes off his mask.
Why does everything in this city come to violence?
If I knew the reason why, perhaps this would be a better world. But it's not. Come, Mr. Pensmith. I believe it's time we settled this.
Rika, I'm sorry.
Why don't you ask Lynn to settle it? If it is her hand that we are fighting over...
Brika, give me an insight check.
That is a 15.
Plus 9. That's a 24.
Yes!
He hides it well, but when you say that, why not leave it to Lynn to decide? There is just the barest flicker over his face. And you know why.
Yeah.
I see how this is. I see. You want this girl to love you, and it's not going to happen. You cannot convince her yourself, so you are forced to try and win her as a prize. It is disgusting. I think you should be ashamed.
Hell yeah.
Just so you know, Monty is cringing because of the implications this has about him as well.
Well, he's been challenged, okay?
Yeah.
He just kind of gives you one last look, Brika, and he says, "You're right, Mr. Pensmith. Let's settle this."
You did everything you could, Brika.
Thank you, Brika.
Brika's going to step back, absolutely fuming, muttering, "This is bullshit. This whole city is bullshit.
It is.
Here's 96 reasons why. I nailed him on Teppler.
I nailed him to the church door!"
He has his rapier out, raises up a salute, and he says, quietly, so quiet that most people wouldn't catch it, but you do, Monty, and Wisteria, you can read the lips, and he says,
Let's see if you can do it.
and then I need you to roll initiative, Monty.
Oh, shit. That's unfortunately, your boy is fucked. That's a 7.
Damn, how did he beat you? He got an 8.
Oh my god!
Fuck.
Monty, he stands there, staring at you, reaches up, picks up some dirt, and mutters into his breath,
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
and touches himself on the shoulder. And that's it for his turn.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Ethel's getting hot and bothered over there.
Oh, if you're looking for a new betrothed, I could put on a young
let's see here.
face.
Sorry. Fuck it. I'm gonna cast fly 60 feet straight up.
Bye.
He sort of sees that.
Bitch, are we gonna do a Super Saiyan fight?
Yes, please.
He raises his rapier, slams into the ground, and he says,
And the bow did pierce the heavens.
Oh, dang.
And suddenly a bow appears in his hand. Because
Yo.
weapon bond.
Is that allowed? Because he said steel. Like,
I was just thinking that.
there's steel-tipped arrows, motherfucker. And he is going to shoot 2 shots at you, Monty.
Okay.
One is a 12, the other is a 21.
The 21 hits, the 12 does not.
Okay. You take 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Then he is just going to stand there.
Okay.
It's weird, like it hits you, but the arrow, like, it scours along your bicep, but doesn't actually pierce into you. And he's just sort of, this whole time, never taking his eyes off yours. It's just eyes locked on you.
Okay. Want to cast Hold Person, which is, I believe, a Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
You can do
fly
You can do
concentration?
that. Damn it,
Fly.
Sarah.
Oh, I'm
God
sorry.
damn it, Sarah! Thank you! Thank you for saving me! Sorry!
He was gonna fall
I
60.
fall 60
Do
feet
not
down to
do
earth
that.
and die.
Be like,
Thank you for
he's gonna-
reminding me, Sarah.
Be like,
I'm so
Andrew
sorry.
hasn't. I don't. You were here for Andrew's newfound fetish of applying falling damage to me.
okay. In my defense, this one was literally just like, if you're gonna fly at 60 feet, and then immediate top concentration.
I have a better idea. I cast Magic Missile.
Okay. At what level?
I'm gonna cast it at first level. Just it's a warning shot, I guess.
So 3d4. Each one, and then plus 3.
Woo! 5 plus 3 is 8. Plus 3 is 11.
So, Monty, people didn't quite, almost didn't realize what had happened, and they see you, kind of flying up in the air, as an arrow shoots up and it just scours along your bicep, and then you launch back 3 darts of arcane force, which fly down, each of which crash into him.
You want to play arrows? We'll play arrows.
Each one that hits him, he just does not blink.
I'm sure.
Brika, you doing that?
I am.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh, good.
I like how Sarah is so worried about Monty dying, but with Stereo is just like, do it. Finish him.
Kill the boy!
Okay. Alright, and Brika Cha, heaven or hell?
Hell.
Oh no.
Aw,
Hell.
shit!
Oh shit.
No hesitation.
Oh my god.
Look, sometimes your mom is cool, sometimes she embarrasses you in front of all your new friends.
Uh-huh.
And you're never gonna live it down, and it's gonna be terrible.
I wonder if you're thinking about a game, and if you're thinking about the game, and all of the chess pieces have their own thoughts, does it count against Monty, politically, socially, that someone stepped into his duel of honor on his behalf against his will?
What? She stepped into a duel? What are you talking about? She just drew a card.
I don't know what they're talking about.
That's fair.
I'm just over here playing with my cards. I certainly wouldn't be sharpening a dagger.
Oh no.
Okay, who are you targeting with this?
Doesn't that depend on what it does?
Yeah, I mean, kind of it does.
So, because you don't know what it does when you draw it,
Yeah.
the nature of it demands a target, if that makes sense.
Then Reinhard.
Wrong answer.
Lay it on us.
What it reads in this one of the net Librum is caster saves versus magic or becomes a duplicate of the target. So, here's what we're gonna do. Brika, give me just a d20 roll. 10 and higher is a save, lower is a fail.
Brika-cha got the nat 20.
Nat 20!
Yes!
Okay. Alright.
So does that mean there's no effect?
So that means there's no... So Brika, for a moment you feel your form beginning to shift. And then you're just gonna go, no. And you slide up
Bad
right-
card. Bad card.
Right one!
you-
Bad draw.
And now we're gonna go into the next turn. Oh man,
God.
that would have been really weird.
Oh, Christ.
Oh no, I give up the duel. He is an imposter.
me.
Ask
It
me
was
anything about Lean von Teppler.
It was a test. It was a test to see if you all believed me and you didn't.
Don't pull another card, Julia.
Yes,
I'm afraid.
yes,
I'm
yes,
afraid
yes.
of Medtech.
Be
Sarah
an agent of
worships
chaos.
chaos. Sarah worships chaos.
My hands are currently tied, so.
Reinhardt is Monty. He's gonna just look up at you. He's gonna try and get a measure of you. Can you roll a deception check for me?
My mid-air deception check.
You have to beat a 22.
Oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna happen.
That's an 8.
Okay. You kind of feel like a bit of a chill as you feel like that just intense, unblinking gaze of his just like, you feel like it's somehow figured something out. He's going to roll an attack against you. That one is a miss. Second one, that one is also a miss.
Yay!
Nice.
So he just fires off 2 arrows, and you kind of like dip in between the 2 of them, and he just keeps staring at you.
As a bonus action before I do anything, I want to shout at him. Do we have to do this?
He's just staring at you. If you want to take your action to try and convince him, you can, but...
I mean, I don't have anything I can say to him. I know what he's going to say, and I know that he's not going to listen to me. What happened? I used to hear stories about you. God. Okay. Fine.
That's a deep cut for Reinhardt.
Hey, Ethel, does Saria still need a date? Like, damn,
Yes.
I like this guy. I mean, other than the fact that he's trying to kill our son.
No, I like him. He's dashing.
He's kind of dashing in like a dude who's actually taller than Saria way.
Yeah, exactly. See? Perfect match.
Perfect man. What a handsome couple.
So tall.
And so willing to do violence.
I'm up here. You're down there. I so far have had 50-50 luck with you missing me.
High ground.
He's only hit,
I can't do it.
he's only hit you once, to be fair.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah,
that
but
is a 75% miss rate.
Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
he took away 25% of my health with that one hit.
Oh, he knows.
He knows everything.
Reinhardt, you are not a foolish man, and I know that you know that I don't want to do this. I would much rather talk like the lords we are meant to be.
Is this where you was this an attempt at persuasion?
Yes.
Make that with disadvantage.
Oh, shit!
Dang.
You just keyed in on a very deep part of Reinhardt.
Oh, that's a shame. That is a 9.
All right.
So, sounds like Montague's gonna fucking die!
Who's to say what could happen? You know, heaven or hell. You know what I mean? That's just it. You know what I mean? Heaven or hell. Anything can happen. I already know.
It's just like Ellie Goulding said. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Huh.
Rika has drawn a card in Andrew's DMs.
I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
You can private message me if you need to.
Well, it's something that like Brika, we can deal with that later.
Don't like that!
In the meantime, Reinhardt is going to shoot 2 arrows at you, Monty. One is a 17. One is a 10. Sorry, 12.
17 hits. Oh, wait. No, yes, sorry, the 17 does.
Do you know Shield?
I know Shield. Thank you for reminding me how to play D&D at one
Sorry,
of the morning,
Reagan, just
guys.
in the back of Montague's mind. You know Shield! Why do you never cast Shield? As she's going through his spell book one night.
Shield.
Yeah. So what does shield make your AC?
20.
Okay. Well, like the 2 arrows come up and you just flare a shield of arcane force in between. These both glance off. Reinhardt can have his eyes narrow. He's going to use his action surge.
Oh, good.
Shoot again. One of them is a 16, which is on hit. One of them is a 22.
22 does hit.
He's going to do a sneak attack with this because he did use his Eye for Detail, his Inquisitive Rogue ability. Monty, you are going to take 10, 19, 24 points of damage. And I need you to make me a concentration saving throw.
Concentration.
You need to be at 12.
60 feet in the air.
Dang.
I got a 10.
Oh no.
Monty, you begin to fall.
Okay.
As you are falling, there is a blur of motion as you are maybe 20 feet off the ground, and Reinhardt jumps into the air, grabs you, gets you under his arms, and lands, taking the fall damage from you.
Wow.
Dang.
Holy shit.
As that happens, as he's hitting the
unceremoniously drops me on the ground, I'm sure.
ground, as he's hitting the ground, you see a familiar flare of shield popping up underneath him, which then cracks and shatters under just the force of your body catching it. That's 6, 7, 12, 22. He takes 32 points of damage.
Jesus!
He stands, and you can see he's got his leg looks really badly injured, and it's I don't want to get too gruesome, but he's very clearly favoring one, and he can't put weight on his dominant leg. His rapier's discarded. He raises his fists and he says, "Come on, that can't be it." And he seems to be waiting for you to get up.
Monty gets up to his feet. You know you're stronger than me. You know you could end this if you wanted to. What are you playing at?
You don't think you've ever seen anyone who has that much just hate in them. The only person who's ever come close is probably Reagan. It's a similar amount, but it seems somehow different.
Talk to me!
Is that your turn?
Yes.
He goes to punch you twice.
Okay, that's fair.
His strength skill of 0. So what's your AC?
My AC is 15.
Okay, so he manages to punch you, and you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, and you feel he knows where to hit you, but he's hitting you instead somewhere else.
Okay.
At this point, Brika has drawn another card in DMs.
All right, hold on a second. I gotta figure out. And who are you targeting with this? Reinhardt?
I'm just gonna stick on Reinhardt.
Well, he got target's charisma increases by 3 when naked.
Okay. What? Suddenly we're all on his side. Beat up the
No,
twink!
he's not naked. He's not naked.
Alright. Well, still waiting on the results of one of those cards, but so far it's not too great.
When there's 20,000 choices.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I could use the peeling now.
Oh man, that's a character
Oh
arc.
god.
Time to beat up this banana boy. Monty, what do you got?
Why won't you talk? I can tell you don't want to do this. Neither of us are fools.
Reinhardt is going to stand up. He's going to straighten up, turn his back towards you, walk over, and take his rapier out of the ground. And he's going to say, "Montague Pensmith, if this is all you are, then I was mistaken." And he is going to adopt a fighting stance once more.
All I want to do is the right thing here. Was that my bonus action?
That would have been your action, but we'll say him going and taking his sword was his turn.
Then I'm gonna cast Blight.
Okay.
So that's I've never done Blight before. Let's find out how this works.
Is it a touch spell?
It is not. It is a 30-foot range spell.
30 foot.
A creature you can
Nice.
see must make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, he did not save. He did not save at all.
Ooh, snap.
He did not save at all. 8, 10, 14, 20, 29, 31.
There goes my 1 level 4 spell for the day. Goodbye.
He sort of takes up that stance, and then you reach out your hand and just clench it into a fist. And as you do, the leg that he was that was damaged, you see just this black rot begin to spread up it. The veins begin to start to bulge along it, and he just kind of falls to that knee, and it's the first time that he's taken his eyes off of you this whole time. As he then looks back up at you, and there is something in his eyes, something furious and desperate. And he says, "There we are. That's it." And he sort of struggles back up to a standing position. He starts to walk towards you.
You know I'm not going to kill you.
If you won't kill me now, then you won't kill for her.
Lynn would never ask that.
It's not about what she asks. It's about what needs to be done. It's about having the will to do what you need to do to protect her.
Is Lynn here, Andrew?
He's being very quiet right now. This is pretty much like...
I know, but is Lynn here? Because Monty has been shouting.
Yeah. She's, like, over by Reagan and Brika. And he says... He's continuing to walk towards you, and he says, "You are no one, Montague Pensmith. It doesn't matter who you are if you can protect her. I don't deserve her. I never have. But I will do what I have to keep her safe. Show me you have the will, Montague. Prove it to me, or I swear I will cut you down right here. This is your last chance. Make your choice."
Is that his whole move?
Yeah, he's standing, like, right in front of you now.
I'm going to reach out and slap my hand on his shoulder, look him straight in the eyes, and I'm going to bestow a curse on him, which I've never done before. While he's cursed, he has disadvantage on all attack rolls. He must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or he will become cursed. So please roll a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 10.
Yes.
He is cursed.
And as a bonus action, can I kind of like push him back from me?
Make a strength check for me.
Okay.
Use that +1!
Oh, fuck.
Total, it's a 5.
Yeah, he got a natural 20. You put your hand on him and go to push him, and he doesn't move.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And he just looks at you and he says, "Maybe someday you will be." And then he makes 2 attacks against you. The first disadvantage, that's not gonna hit. That's the second one was a natural 20, and a 10 plus 10 is a 20 unmodified.
Yeah, no, that hits.
He deals with his sneak attack, which persists for 1 minute. It's 10, 19. Yeah, I think that brings it down. He dealt.
Yeah, no, Monty hits the ground.
Yeah, so rather than going to stab you, he stabs forward with his first attack, and you duck out of the way. You don't realize that he then brings the hilt back and slams it into the back of your head, and your vision just fades to black. And you don't see this, Monty, but he looks down at you a moment, his hand still on his sword, and then there is a point on the back of his neck, and Delia Quickstep says, "All right, we've had our fun, beating the shit out of a little kid. Real big, man, real big. You're gonna walk away now, though."
Delia Quickstep!
At the same time, while Monty asked Lynn to keep Brika and Reagan back, she said nothing about Rufus and Kahlo.
Fuck yeah!
Oh shit.
Kahlo is like there, and his like palm is up against Reinhardt's chest, just not moving, just very still. Rufus just has his hand like vice grip on Reinhardt's shoulder, and all that happened very quickly. Like as soon as Monty went down, they were just there. And Reinhardt sort of looks down at Monty. He doesn't even seem to notice like the 3 people who are about to kill him. He looks over at Lynn for a moment, and then he just limps away into the far side of the crowd. At that point, Griffin kind of like, "Hey, That was a lot.
Yeah, no fucking kidding. Can Reagan get over to Monty at this point?
Yeah, he pulls out a push and he says, "You may want to give him this. He got hit a lot." You know?
Reagan snatches it. She was gonna use one of her own, but yeah.
No, that one's better. It's like really good.
Yeah, good. Fuck off, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, you and I, we are not cool, my dude. And she starts administering potion to Monty.
Not even slightly cool. And you! Brika yells after Reinhardt as he's limping away. She yells at him in Draconic. You! No mag that trick.
What?
She's
Just swear,
doing her
curse him
own.
out.
She's cursing in her own way.
As he's walking away, as you're yelling that, you can barely hear, but you can just make it out. He says in Draconic, "Tell him to find me and finish the job later."
I'm not even gonna look up how to say fuck off, but that's the response.
That's fair. Everyone's kind of like gathering around Monty. Griffin's kind of like looking after like Reinhardt, and then back at y'all, and then he like is like, "Oh shit!" And I sort of jogs after Reinhardt. Lynn is over by Monty.
How's she doing, by the way? Is Lynn okay?
Yeah.
Lynn's not looking great. Two very important people to her, like one of whom she hadn't been able to see in a while, the other whom like just showed up. And like Lynn knows Reinhardt very well and knows and like this is very strange. But you give Monty healing potion. It is 8d4 plus 8.
Wow.
As you administer it, Monty, you suddenly like just come back to consciousness, and you have sort of like a bit of a headache as you sit up, and Lynn just throws her arms around you. Rufus says, I know that's like something that you want to do on your own. I get that. Like I get that. Trust me. But next time you do anything that's stupid, I'm gonna kill him, and then I'm gonna probably punch you a lot. Okay?
Thank you.
That was dumb.
Reagan wants to actually look to Rufus, Kahlo, and Delia and just be like, "Sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you for keeping him from killing Monty. Fuck. Monty, you..."
Delia says, "No, that wasn't... I don't like people like that. You duel to kill someone who's a bad person. You don't duel to get someone to kill you."
It was bullshit.
Wasn't right.
Monty, are you...
Monty's up, but he hasn't said anything. He's just kind of buries his face in Lynn's hair and just holds her for a second.
There are 3 things that happen at this point. First is there a clear voice rings out over the crowd, a voice which most of you have not heard in some time, that says, "Well, what do we have here?"
Aw, son of a bitch, Anastasia's back.
God fucking damn it.
And you see over there is Anastasia Manata. However, Brika, your eyes are not tracking to Anastasia.
Mm-hmm.
Standing next to her is a tall, statuesque woman of the Sadan Desert, dressed in immaculate garb. And she is staring at you, and she is sort of stroking her chin a little bit, as if trying to puzzle out why exactly you are so interesting in that moment. And Reagan, you do notice Anastasia Minata. It's hard not to notice her. But further back, you see something else. It's fleeting, only for a moment. You only noticed it because in that moment, it was turned to you. There is a figure standing in a side doorway, leading back into the manor. The figure is dressed richly and has a mask, which is sort of this caricature of weeping. It's just facing this whole scene, and upon noticing that you notice it, it turns and walks back in. And at that point, Monty, you hear a voice which says, "Curious magic." And you know that voice, though you don't have to see it.